Hello, I am doing a makeup trial for my wedding. I'm gonna test how it goes since I'm gonna be doing my own wedding makeup. And I'm doing my own hair as well. I'm actually doing my hair in the middle of the ceremony, going from an updo to a downdo, and I already made a video of that. But today is wedding stuff. So I did a face primer already. I have this e.l.f. Poreless face primer that I already put on my face. And I also have this kind of bite lip primer. So I'm gonna put this on my moisturized lips and have that prepped for lipstick and stuff later. I've been using It Cosmetics foundation for many years, and really good. Even though it's a little bit more of a premium, it doesn't oxidize as much or change color. I haven't been wearing foundation in months, so we'll see if it matches. I'm gonna bring it down to my neck as well. Before I do that, I know I have some dark pimple spots, so I'm gonna use this concealer stick, this that I got from e.l.f. It's so small now. I'm very sad about it. They don't sell it anymore. But I use it all the time, so I'm gonna use it on like my dark spots first. And they have the brush at the other end to kind of buff it out. But I have my foundation, have a flat brush here, and I'm gonna first put it on my hand. I usually put a pea-sized amount, but I put a little bit more than a pea size this time, and just like with the corner, just pack on a little bit at a time, because I find that with the It Cosmetics, a little bit goes a long way. And first I'm gonna like dot it around, and sometimes I mix it with water, so, or just like spray water on top so it spreads more thinly and evenly. But just dot it around and then buff it out, especially on the cheeks, but dot it around the problem areas where I'm trying to hide. I don't want to like swirl too much around the concealer, but around my cheeks where I don't have the spot corrector concealer, I want to kind of just go in and make sure it's blended, and go down in the neck as well, behind the ears, over the ears. I don't usually use concealer under the eye. I just kind of use the same foundation under the eye and pat it in there. Along the nose bridge, pat it in some problem areas. The thing about putting on foundation, I find, at least for my face and my skin, is that it really flattens out my face, and then I have to go back in to redefine those shadows so it's not as flat and white. So I tend to use lipstick as a blush. Use like kind of a muted color. Let's just put a little bit on our hand first. I have tried putting it directly on my cheeks. I don't recommend it because it could be like spotty. Then I just rub it on my hand and smile and put it on the apples of my cheeks here. So this is called Like a Dream, also by It Cosmetics. Pack that in a little bit more. I'm gonna go over it with translucent powder. I have this Revolution Banana Deep powder that I got from Ulta. So I just put a little bit in, tap a little bit in the container, and take a kabuki brush. I got this kabuki brush from e.l.f. Pretty much all my brushes are from e.l.f. Put it on. If there's too much excess, just dab it on your hand and put it. I always get sweaty around my nose, the insides of my cheeks along the nose, and also my forehead and above my eyebrows. Coastal Scents Contour Blush. Coastal Scents Contour Blush. We'll use this one for bronzer. It's a little bit flatter. Also e.l.f. also kind of broken. But we will go in and just carve like kind of a 3 and E on the side. Ooh, I went in kind of harsh there, but that's okay. So it's a little bit contoured there. Carving. Ooh, oh man. This is old makeup, so it's definitely kind of splotchy, but we're gonna buff it out and not make it look so muddy. And also I need to like buff it out on my skin first a little bit. Okay. It's a little bit extra blotchier than expected, so I could go in with the banana powder to correct it a little bit. The banana powder also helps to carve the edges and the sides. It's just subtle, you know? But you could tell, I mean, maybe you can't tell, but the side with contour, I think I'm gonna stop right there because I don't want like my cheekbones to be way up there. So I'm gonna like buff it out with more banana powder. Side with contour, side without contour. I already have pretty high cheekbones, so don't want to overdo it. This side, this bottom left kind of more mauve blush color on top of my cream blush. Just put it on the back of your hand so it doesn't go all out on you. You can build it up, put it on top of where your cream blush is. So it's a little brighter. Okay. Do maybe put it above the nose a little bit. Just a tiny bit, just a touch. But yeah, blush, bronzer, that's all I'm gonna do for now. Okay, I had to open the door because it's getting hot. And also I got a little portable hand fan, which is actually, it's on right now. It's super quiet, so I'm gonna keep it on. Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. I've been using this for years too. All over the eyes. Eyebrows, I use Anastasia Brow Wiz in Ash Brown. This is also my go-to, so it shows in pictures. Pretty much following my natural hairlines. And I pretty much stopped plucking my eyebrows 5 years ago after the pandemic, and I'm happy I did that because now I got some hairs to actually work with. Before, I definitely was plucking them so thin. I had to fill them in. And I remember, I think in middle school or the beginning of high school, I was filling them in with the wrong color. And it was like a red brown. So people at school were like, does Linda have red eyebrows or something? Yeah, so that was a no-no. But we all grow up making those mistakes. I'm still learning how to do makeup in my eyebrows. Of course, I looked at a lot of tutorials, a lot of Purse Buzz back in the day on YouTube and others. So that shape is pretty much what I like on this side. I'm gonna bring it in a little bit. Just a little bit. And then I will soften it up with a brush and just make it kind of soft. I like soft on the inside and then make sure it's darker but not like really digging into my skin, just like brushing more in the middle, this arch, because I feel like that tends to disappear in photos. And then just brush it out like that. And I have mirrors on either side, so sometimes I just like to check how it looks on the side and try to do my best to make the other side look similar. This side, I have a scar right here where my eyebrows kind of go up and around. Not gonna do heavy eye makeup, but I find that when I do sometimes like to do smoky heavy eye makeup, I could go even a little darker in my eyebrows. So for eyeshadow, I have a few palettes here. I bought this Sephora Destinations angled brush. Pack it in, tap it a little bit, and just kind of follow my crease. Pack it in, tap it, and then go underneath all the way to my inner corner in the bottom. Okay, we're gonna blur it out with this fluffy eye blender brush, just like kind of no product. Go crazy blending this out, extend it to the outside as well. And then I don't want it to go too far down, so I'm just gonna wipe it with my pinky finger. I have Morphe Bronze Metal, Neutral Territory, and Vintage Rose. We're just gonna use a flat eyeshadow brush like this. Pack it in, just like tap a little bit on your hand and just press it. And do it on the other side. Okay. So I'm gonna go back with that angled brush. I use the kind of saddle tan color and just blend it in like that, so it's not too overpowering. Small, compact smudge brush that I use around my eyeline, and go in with a sparkly and pack it in. Go over that brown, but bring it in a little bit more to like the middle. So we're gonna put this like in the middle color so it's a little sparkly and fun. We're not gonna go much on the outside. I'm just doing a tiny little bit. And blend it out to the side. And we're gonna take in the edge of this, like the very top of this, pack it in, tap it, and just like kind of line lightly at first, and then you could build it, line on the bottom waterline, bottom lashes. I don't like bringing it all the way in because sometimes I get fallout in the inside, and so I don't want the dark fallout. So just the outside. Okay, and we're gonna go back in with a blending brush and blend that all in. No harsh lines. Okay, now I want some light colors there. Actually, in the Sephora palette, they have matte and shimmer, so I'm gonna use that. So the matte side is this blending eye brush that I use specifically for light colors. And I like how it has like a rounded tip so I could be precise, but it blends really nicely. So pack it in, do the matte color, put it underneath your eyebrow. Try not to go over your eyebrow, but I'm gonna retouch the eyebrow afterwards because it always like gets over the eyebrow and makes it too light. So just like a little color there. And then put inside and blend it in. Blend it with my finger as well. Contour brush, and put it with the sparkly from the Sephora Destination palette, and put it like near the inside corner. And bring it up a little bit so it's kind of showing like half and half. And so with monolids, you just want to make it like peek a little bit when you open your eye. So this is a very like diffuse look, very blended for sure. And again, with the blending brush, just if it's a little too harsh, lightly go in, because if you blend it too much then it'll be muddy. You still want the colors to be there. Blending brush, but then you can define. If your definition is lost, you can go back in with this just lightly because it's dark. Lightly define up here. Again. So it's not cut crease, but it's like a really diffuse cut crease. This one's a little bit too much. So just back and forth with the blending brush. So when you're blending at the later stages, for me it helps to have a lighter hand because you still want that separation. Okay, so it's got a little bit of definition. I'll just bring it down. All right, and this is where my eyebrows tend to look a little bit diffuse, so I sometimes just go in with a brush and make sure any like of the light eyeshadow is brushed out. Sometimes I'll go back in with my pencil again and just redefine it a little bit. I'm actually getting a lash perm, so I tested out a lash perm, and which is just a lash lift, no extensions though, and it lasted me over a month. So I'm gonna get about a couple days, like a week before my daytime ceremony. It should last, so I shouldn't have to use the curler, but since I don't have it perm now, I'm gonna use a curler. So the way I use a curler is like, sometimes I even blow dry my metal curler and wait until it cools down so I could touch it against my skin okay, and while it's still warm I'll use it, but right now I'm a little lazy and I don't need to be doing that for the actual wedding. But if I'm not having it permed, let's see, against this white backdrop, there's still like a tiny bit of hairs that are permed, but for the most part they fell back down. They pretty much go straight down. And so I go in at the root first and then do like a few pumps and sometimes hold it for 10 seconds, and then I work my way out, and so by the time I finish, the curler is like right angled to my eye like this, and then I get that flutter up. So we'll do that. I'll try to like show it correctly in this angle, but so like right at the eye and a few pumps, and then hold it, and then I move it out, a few more pumps. I move it out like 1/4 of an inch and continue moving out, and just angle the brush. So now I don't have that long lashes, but it's not sticking straight anymore. It's like sticks out. So I like to go back in and do that. Okay, so you see the difference? This one has some perm left, so there's a few sticking up, but now the right side, they're all stuck up, and it will show even better with mascara. I got this new eyeliner I've never used before. It's called Maybelline Tattoo Studio, and I thought it would be good because it has a smudge stick as well. So let's test it on our hand, which is already has some makeup on it, but That's what it looks like with like on the side. That's what it looks like here. So they say tattoo. So let's go ahead and see if it swipes. Yes, it does. So I might have to put eyeshadow on top again and just line the top. And then I'm gonna put like the tiniest wing like up here. See that? That's the tiniest wing. And then I'm gonna brush it out. But because I have like a monolid, you know, eyeliners sometimes hide what little lid I have. So, yeah, it's pretty much hidden, but I'm not gonna put it all the way to the middle because I want to show like the littlest bit of white here. So I'll do the other side. Sometimes like the hood is accentuated too much, so I'm gonna try to hide that by like opening my eye and connecting it up here. I'm gonna actually use the same eyeliner sponge and just kind of dot it over. Buff it out a little bit more with my angled blending brush, which is fine. It was a little bit too winged for me. I'm gonna make it a little bit more rounder because that's like my personal style. Yeah. But it still has that little bit of definition from the eyeliner, so I still might be a combination of both. My eyelashes have already fallen a little bit. I'm gonna go back in to curl the outside. I don't really need to go back in straight into the eye against the eyelid to mess up my makeup, but I'm just gonna go in again. Okay, been using this for over a decade, the Maybelline lashes. I love it because it's really lightweight. It doesn't weigh down my eyelashes, and it really makes my eyelashes look great. The only thing is that I have to replace a tube often because it dries out really fast. I like to do the bottom first, and so when I look up, my top ones don't get mascara on my eyelids, which always happens and will probably still happen, but we'll do the bottom first. Sometimes I feel like I get too much on the inside, like this big piece right here is too much on it, so I just kind of like clamp it with my fingers, and that helps clean it up a little bit. Let's work on the top, and sometimes I go in a third time. I'll probably get a business card to first put the eyeshadow on. This is actually the flap of my e.l.f. blotting sheet, which I will be using during the day too, because it sticks so straight up and my eyelid fold goes forward a lot. I tend to get mascara on it. So first I'm going to do I haven't really done this, but first I'm going to go like all in, separating it like this, and I'll go in more later. This will help get it close to my waterline. You know, it looks so silly, but it helps. So I like to turn the mascara like up if I want to get close to the waterline like this too. Oh, I blinked. That happens. I get a little bit on the bottom lashes. You could either wait for it to dry and just like pick it out. I got it on my cheek for some reason. I don't know how that happened. Or go in when it's wet and try not to rub it too much. Try to stamp it out, or if you do rub it, do very small strokes. Okay, so I'm gonna keep packing it on. And sometimes you could just make your eye mascara wand stay still and just like blink into your wand, and that helps good as well without getting it into your eyelid. Pinch the ends so it's not as clumpy, but that's what it looks like there. Experimentation with your lashes, what's best. And I do also have this tool to separate out the lashes. I got from Ulta. It's called Tweezer Man, and it's a really cool tool. You brush out your lashes that way. So I like to do that when it's a little bit drier. So what I'll do is, I think I will let it dry a little bit, probably curl it with the lash curler again, and I might brush it through, but this also doesn't make it as thick, so sometimes I don't use this. If things are a little bit too clumpy, I'll go ahead and like fix it with my fingers, so like the extra product comes off on my fingers a little bit. And sometimes while it's drying, I will just like hold it up like this with my fingers. So I know it's a little bit too wet to do that, but well, like sometimes I do like to clump some of them together just for the look. Okay, so you want to be careful with mascara on your fingers because it will get and smear everywhere, so be sure to clean it soon. Okay, so my eye makeup is pretty much done. So this is what the side looks like. I'm going to curl it some more and just like hold it up throughout the time I'm doing my lips and stuff. So I'm gonna do my lips. So I already did the clear primer. I have some scarring here, so I have this kind of light red nude lip liner that I'm just gonna put on the scar. And for daytime, I'm just gonna like line the rest of my lips with this. I'm not being as precise with this because it's the same color as my lips, but I have a trick with the darker lip liner. I did make a little tutorial on if I need to be more precise with darker lip liner, how I line it and don't go like all the way over the line on the ends of my lips because it looks a little bit too much in my opinion. So I make it a little bit like lower in. I will post that link at the end of this video because I don't feel like doing dark lipstick right now. Okay, so for lips, I'm not gonna do it now because I already tested it and it worked really well. But for the dark nighttime look, I'm using this Maybelline Super Stay Matte Ink Lip I got from Target in Hustler. This is gonna be for nighttime. And it stays really well, and I could eat, I could like kiss my fiance husband, and it doesn't go anywhere and it stays for hours, which is really great. But for daytime, I'm still deciding if I want to use that same kind of liner, but for now I'm going to use kind of a lip color to experiment. So the lip color, I did use a little bit of lip color on my cheeks, and I plan to use that. So we're going to use the IT Cosmetics. This one's in Like a Dream. This one is pretty dark as well, but it's not as vibrant per se. So I'm going to just layer it on little by little, not like all at once yet, and see how it looks. It's okay, but I don't want it to be that dark. So I'm going to lighten it up a little bit. I have this kind of NARS. This is very sheer. This is NARS in Intimate. So I'm going to put it over and see if it helps lighten it up a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and press down because this is very sheer. And I think I like the look of that together. So I might just do, for my daytime ceremony, I might just do a combo of this. However, when I do the kiss with my husband, he's gonna get some on him. So I'm possibly gonna look for something. I'm probably gonna go with the Super Stay, but in a lighter color. I accidentally got the wrong color from Target. I got Ringleader. And it's a little bit too nude for me. I think I want to try to find Self Starter, but Target didn't have it last time I went, so I'm going to find that. but it will look something similar to this. And let's see, last thing I want to do is just fix up my eyes. We're going to curl with the curl lashes so it's sticking straight up, lasts all through the night. A little bit spidery, so I'm gonna go in, it already has some mascara in it. I'm gonna go in behind my eyelashes and press with my finger. Just be careful, but like brush it out, but brush it up. One more light pass of mascara, especially at the ends. And we're gonna fix this side. It does look like I kind of undid my work, but it helps you use that comb after the mascara is dry though. Because I know I'll have time to do my makeup during my wedding, I want to be really making sure I take time on my eyelashes. That's how I do my eyelashes. That's like, I definitely take my time on it if I can. That's that side looking, how it lifts. And then this side, still wet but not too wet. I use my fingers to push it up. This also helps like remove any extra clumps, but like I'll just go like this for a couple seconds. And I'll just look like this. But I swear it helps. And then it just dries like that. So, it kind of gives the look of falsies in a way without having falsies. And the curls stay usually all night, sometimes like right before the event. Even when it's dry, I'll sometimes like do this. Sometimes if I'm in the car and waiting at a stoplight, I'll do this. So it just stays all throughout the night. As time went on, my blush did kind of fade, so I might just top up on some blush and top off with a little bit more banana powder just around with the kabuki. But try not to go over the eyes or eyebrows. For my nose, the rest of the blush remnants. Okay. Could even put it on your chin and forehead, but I'll leave it for now. All right, let's finish off with the setting spray that I got using for the first time from e.l.f. again. Stay all night microfine setting mist up to 16 hours. So they say to shake it and spray like all around. Yes. So we'll do that. Do that. Got my fan. All right. So I think just a few more touch-ups. I feel like I didn't put my foundation down to my neck enough. So I'm going to take a picture in the sunlight before doing that and see how it looks. And then I'll do it and I'll take a picture afterwards, see if it's any difference. So we will be back for that. Oops. So this is what it looks like near a window. I thought I didn't bring down my foundation enough. It's a little bit off, but not too much. Now when I get closer to the light, you could see the difference. So I'm going to bring my foundation down to my neck a little bit more so it's not super tan up there. Okay, I put some more foundation down on my neck and chest. It's still a little sheer, but I think it makes a little bit of a difference. It's not too different of color now. Now I'm standing right beside the window. I did like touch up some more of my blemishes. I forgot to put banana powder on that stuff, but it's okay because I kind of like the glow as well. But yeah, this is with the foundation on the neck by the window. Thanks for watching.